Autism is a neurobiological disorder that affects children usually before the age of 2. It affects their ability to communicate, their behaviors, and socialization skills. It is usually undetected until the age of 2 when children begin to develop language skills because children with autism don't develop language like other children do. And the numbers are increasing. 1 in 150 children are diagnosed with autism, and this was not the case 20 years ago. One of the organizations that are leading the fight against autism is the Judson Center. Located in the Metro Detroit region, the Judson Center provides services to individuals and their families with developmental disabilities. The Judson Center's Autism Connections works with families to maximize potential for those with autism. It was started by and is ran by parents.
Well, I'm a parent of a child with autism myself, and Judson Center reached out to the community. They had parent group meetings, focus group meetings, and the parents of children with autism came to these meetings and said, we need services, we need help. What can the Judson Center do to help us? So the Judson Center created a program, and I'm a social worker by trade, so I was invited to be part of this, developing the program.
What is unique about the Judson Center's approach is the way they involve the whole family. Again, Stephanie Harlan.
Well, we do a lot of services. We like to say that we are a family-centered program where we bring in the whole family and treat the whole system, not just the child with autism. And we don't say this is what we do for you, but we say what is it that you need, how can we help you, and then we'll fit the services around the family's needs. Well, the families need a lot of support, even the siblings. Having a child in the family with autism affects everybody, not just the parents. We work in the home, we teach them how to play with their children, how to teach their children, how to be with their children, how to keep their children safe and love, and give them all the skills that they need to develop into their fullest potential. We want to see them develop into the best that they can be, to teach them the skills so that they can be fully independent and functional members of society.
Trying to pay for the services the Judson Center provides is a challenge. By working with the schools and through the legislation process, progress in this area is being made.
We work a lot with schools. We work a lot with the community just in terms of awareness of the issue. And we're working with the legislation right now and helping them to see that autism is not going away and there needs to be funding to provide services for autism. Parents don't have the kind of money that it takes to treat a child with autism. Studies show that children need very intensive services. They need at least 30 hours of individualized treatment a week. And the insurance companies aren't paying for autism. They will flatly disregard treatment if they see the word autism come across. So we're working right now on trying to make that change and trying to make that difference. So the insurance companies will help pay, schools will help provide services, community groups will help to fund the services so that every child gets a chance.
Learning your child has autism can be overwhelming. A one-stop shop is always helpful. Stephanie Harlan explains.
Yeah, we wanted to create a program where parents whose child has just been diagnosed could walk in the door and find out everything they needed to know about how to help their child. So we provide services here for the family that are very comprehensive. We offer a resource library. They can borrow books and check out CDs and DVDs, but then we also provide individual therapy for the child.
Maren Myers is the President and Chief Executive Officer of the Judson Center. She saw the need to provide families with services.
We started the autism program several years ago, and we just kind of squeezed everything into existing facilities. And yet we knew that really form follows function, and that we needed to create a space that is specifically for people with autism, where they can come and get their needs met, receive therapies, whatever it is they need, that it will be specifically fitted to them and the purpose that I hear parents talk about having to seek out services and drag their neurotypical children across the county. Then they're deprived of being able to play with their friends after school. They get frustrated and angry and kind of resentful towards their sibling that has autism. So it does, and I think you can hear over and over families talk about the stress it puts on marriage relationships. Currently, there's very little available to them other than the resources that they have within their family and within their network. And that's why we felt compelled to begin a program like this, because we are nonprofit and we can keep the costs reasonable.
Right.
Most are boys, and there's pockets. Michigan has a very high incidence. Michigan, Silicon Valley, There's a few places where it just seems like the incidence is much higher than other places.
The Judson Center's Autism Connections has served over 700 families in 2 years. They expect the program will continue to grow and are looking forward to having the new building and what they will be able to provide.
So we expect that it will continue to grow. Children will come there to learn social skills. Teenagers will come to learn independent living skills, so as they transition from adolescence into young adulthood, they're better prepared to deal with the world as independently as possible. Siblings come. Sometimes they are angry and they don't understand why their life is compromised because of their sibling. And so we work with small groups of siblings of children with autism and help them understand, help them develop coping mechanisms. Parents come. Sometimes the parents themselves need some support and some counseling. It puts an awful lot of strain on the families and on the marital relationship. Sometimes they come for support. A number of families will come and gather here for a support group meeting and learn from one another, find encouragement and hope from one another. We'll have social workers. We'll have parents who have had experience with children with autism. We'll have speech therapists, music therapy. We'll have occupational therapy. So basically, what I will say is we don't have a cookie cutter.
Autism Connections realized the need for continuing to shape their programs as the children grew older. Aubrey McFarland explains.
We initially started serving children and really grew rapidly, but as we were serving children, we started seeing more teens coming in the door. Kids with autism were getting older and there was a demand for services. The teens were then transitioning into adulthood. And we've also had some programs that have served adults with autism for years, so we decided to kind of create a continuum. So we were serving everyone from children into adulthood. We do a lot of work around doing life skills training, so working with kids, it could be anything from learning banking to filling out a resume to helping them obtain and maintain jobs, or even doing some job shadowing and just some career exploration. And then we do extensive life skills, or maybe doing hygiene, or how to cook, how to do the dishes, those types of life lessons that we're working to teach the kids. And a lot of them are very capable of living independently in the community, and so we work to help them transition. The ideal living environment would be a place of their own, but if not, we can provide staffing to help them live in their own apartment. We can provide staffing to go on a job with them. It's called a supported employment program, where they might have a coach who helps them to obtain and maintain a job in the community.
Sometimes people with autism have not been diagnosed, but the Judson Center will help anyone maximize their potential.
They can come to us at any stage, and a lot of times what we do is we take the person and we'll do an intensive interview with them where we're really looking at all of their life domains. We're looking at their social activities, their recreational activities, their career goals, and we'll help to connect them with organizations that can serve them if we're not providing those services, or we'll provide services to help them reach their life goals.
Aubrey sees a bright future for her clients. To make a difference and to be of service to others is why she does her job.
I see independence, maximized independence. With a lot of consumers we work with, we can really teach. We can help clients to learn how to become more and more independent and become great contributors in the community.